And as an extension of the love of ourselves, we will support you. And so that's what we're doing right now. That's what we're doing. It is an extension of love thy neighbor to say that when we get vaccinated and make sure everyone we see or know gets vaccinated, it's not just about protecting ourselves. It's about protecting our family and protecting our friends. And we are protecting those who we may never meet by doing this advocacy work and this organizing work. So to all those who are vaccinated, let me start by saying thank you. Thank you, thank you. And we know there are a whole lot of folks out there who still aren't vaccinated, and there are reasons for that. Access is a reason. Can people actually get to the place? No paid time off is a reason. If people have to make the choice between feeding their children and paying the rent and getting vaccinated, well, we know the choice they're likely to make. Some of the other reasons, childcare is a reason. If you got to take care of your children, where are they going to go? What are you going to do for the time it takes to go and get vaccinated? Transportation is a reason. And so is information or the lack thereof in terms of why some people haven't yet been vaccinated. And I know the volunteers here have heard many of these points from the people in your communities and the people you've been interacting with. From day one, our administration, together with partners around the country, have been working to address those barriers that stand in the way of folks getting vaccinated. And during our We Can Do This month of action, we are making a big push to make sure people know what's available to help them out, to help them get by. So on the issue of access, there are pharmacies across the country that are keeping their doors open for 24 hours on Fridays in June. 24 hours for Fridays in June. So that means even if you work nights, even if you work 2 shifts, you should still be able to get vaccinated at a time that works with your work schedule. And in the event you do not have that ability, and in the event that you might have to miss work to get the vaccine, well, there are employers across the country who are offering paid time off for their employees to get vaccinated. And I'm talking about, for example, Dollar General, Best Buy, Starbucks, companies that operate right here in South Carolina. Another barrier to getting vaccinated, like we talked about, is childcare. So some people who get the shots, for example, and then need a day to recover from the shot, also need help taking care of their children. So we're dealing with that. We have partnered with the YMCA, with KinderCare, with the Learning Care Group and Bright Horizons to provide free childcare for vaccinations and recovery. And then we talked about the issue of transportation. Well, we know plenty of folks who don't have a car, and that there may not be a bus that goes by their house in a convenient way, or any kind of public transportation. So how can we expect them to get to the vaccination site? We got to see people. We got to understand the condition in which people live. So for that reason, on the issue of transportation, now Uber and Lyft are giving free rides to and from the vaccination site. So we're addressing the transportation issue. We are addressing the child care issue. We are addressing the issue of paid time off and access. And the only thing that is left is making sure people have the correct information. The correct information, and not misinformation. So I see a lot of folks here nodding at that point, because we know this is a big issue. And I know there are folks out there who aren't saying they won't get the vaccine. What they're saying is they're just not sure. And a lot of that has to do with the misinformation, or maybe the lack of correct information. And so people may question the safety and the efficacy of the vaccine. They may have heard things that aren't quite true. So let's speak directly to these issues right now. These vaccines were developed over a decade of research. I know it seemed like it happened overnight, but it didn't. Over a decade of hard work and research went into the creation of the vaccine. And all of you know that one of the people responsible for the creation of a vaccine is Dr. Kizzy Corbett, an African-American scientist, woman, who helped design a vaccine that is saving people's lives. The vaccines have gone through FDA clinical trials. Why do we do that? To do tests to ensure that they are safe to use. And the FDA has said they are safe to use. They went through the trials and they passed. So the vaccines, let me say it again, are safe. They are safe. And they are free. And they are effective. And it is that simple. If you are vaccinated, you are protected. If your community is vaccinated, COVID rates in your community will go down. You know, I got my second shot back in January, and I'm so glad I did. You know, and yeah, I felt a little off for a few hours the next day, but after that, I was fine. Who knows what I'm talking about, right? Look at that, right? You know, you felt a little off right after or the next day, but then you were fine. And then you knew you were protected. Then we knew we were protected, and what a great feeling that was. To know that you took the power in your own hands to take care of yourself and your health and your family's health. And that's another part of this, to remind people they have the power to make a decision about their well-being, about their personal health. Nobody can make that decision for them, and nobody can take that decision away either. So that's part of what we have to remind folks. And for those of us who got the vaccine, we know, look, now I can stand here with my mask off and have this conversation with you. And most of you can do the same with me, right? And so that's the trade-off. That's the trade-off, feeling a few hours of feeling a little under the weather versus risking your life, risking the life of your loved ones. And I'd say, given that balance, is 100% worth it. So South Carolina, we need you to urge everyone you know to roll up their sleeves and get vaccinated. Let everyone know it's for yourself, it's for your family, it's for your community. And if you still have questions about the vaccine, that's okay too. We have answers. You can get all the information you need at vaccines.gov. Yes, I brought a website, vaccines.gov, and you can find a place to get vaccinated. So you look up the locations near you so you can find the place where you can go and get vaccinated. You know, we have come so far as a nation. 5 months ago, just think about it, 5 months ago, we were averaging 185,000 new cases per day. 5 months ago. Today, COVID-19 cases are at their lowest point since the start of the pandemic. Deaths, right? But that's because of the work. That's because of the work everybody has been doing. Deaths from COVID-19 have fallen by 90% from the peak. Small businesses are reopening. Students are back at school in person. Grandparents are hugging their grandbabies again. All because 64% of American adults have received at least one dose of the vaccines. It is truly remarkable. Let's just pause for a moment to think about this statement about who we are. This thing was raging. And because of the leadership of the leaders in this room and so many others, we actually were able to change the course of this thing. Remember how we all felt a year ago? And look at where we are now. It shows the power of not only science and the ingenuity that went into the vaccine, it shows the power of the human spirit to say, we can beat this. We're not going to let this get the best of us. We will handle this, and we will get through this. And the most important word there is we. Not just I, we together will get through this. And when the American people come together, we can do anything. President Joe Biden and I believe this with all our heart. We know what the American people are capable of. After all, in this country, when we shoot for the moon, we plant our flag on it. That's who we are. That's who we are. And so from the very start of our administration, yes, we set ambitious goals. We said we would get 100 million shots in arms in 100 days. We passed that goal on day 58. Then we said we would get 200 million shots in arms in 100 days. Well, we passed that goal on day 92. Then President Joe Biden said that we would work to get 70% of American adults at least one shot by the 4th of July. And during this month of action, of which we are all a part, we are working to meet that goal. And that's why I'm here to, first of all, again say thank you, and to let you know in person, we need your help. We need your help. Across the country, Americans are getting the word out. Volunteers like you are going door to door and making phone calls and sending text messages to help their neighbors find a place to get vaccinated. We have hundreds of organizations and thousands of volunteers that are involved in this effort, and I want to thank South Carolina's NAACP and all of you for stepping up. Thank you for keeping your community safe. Thank you for this act of service to your country. I believe we can do this. I believe we can get America vaccinated. I truly do. And it all comes back to that point. Why? Well, because we believe in the importance of love thy neighbor. We believe in the importance of love thy neighbor. And I'm going to tell you, I've been traveling the country. I've met people all over our country, and here's what I know and here's what I see. At our best, and when we are strong, it is because
That was Vice President Kamala
look
Harris
out for each
speaking in Greenville, South Carolina, about the importance of taking the COVID vaccine. Meanwhile, there appears to be a fourth COVID vaccine on the way. Novavax announced its vaccine is over 90% effective against the virus and variants. That's according to results from its phase 3 trial. The data also showed 100% efficacy against moderate to severe COVID cases. More than 29,000 people in the U.S. and Mexico participated in the trial. BNC's chief medical editor, Dr. Corey Hebert, joins us now. Good to see you as always, Dr. Hebert.
Good to see you as well.
All right, here we go. A fourth vaccine. Novavax is in the phase 3 trial. Is there a need for a fourth vaccine on the market? And I want to remind people that this didn't just come out of the blue. This was the one that was given money under the Trump administration, Operation Warp Speed at the time. So what are your thoughts?
Yes, and look, we definitely need a fourth vaccine. I think each one of the vaccines has some lore as to, whether it's good or not, or whether your friend got sick or not, or, somebody might say that they had, a really bad reaction to it. So I think it's really good to reinvigorate the whole vaccination effort to be able to have a fourth vaccine rather. It's effective. We saw that the data points show that it's effective. It's a different vaccine though. So I want people just to remember, it is not an mRNA vaccine. It's not an adenovirus vector vaccine. It's actually a nanoparticle and adjuvant vaccine, which is a proprietary part of what Novavax actually has put into the manufacturing process. So it's unlike either one of the other vaccines. So it may be an option for someone who's like, I don't like adenovirus vector vaccines and I don't like mRNA vaccines. But I I really say when I say these things to people, people don't really understand what I'm saying when I talk about these technologies. So that's why I want people to really to step back and say, what you don't know, when you just have to trust folks that have actually been doing this type of research for decades. And I'm gonna tell you something, Laverne. This happened yesterday, and I was literally sitting at my little daughter's tennis lesson, right? And this lady who I know, who is very smart and has not got the vaccine, actually said she was concerned because she's seen all these zombie apocalypse movies and The Walking Dead. And I said, stop, seriously. Walking Dead and zombie apocalypse, is that what you're using as your concept as to why you won't get vaccinated in America? Or have you lost your mind? Okay, so this is out there, and this is what we're fighting. We're not just fighting people that are just like anti-vaxxers. We're fighting people that are using these types of lore, this type of nonsense, really, to justify why they're not getting vaccinated. And until we get to herd immunity, whether it's by vaccination or not, we're all in trouble because, well, I could go on and on. I know you may have another question to ask.
Well, Dr. Rivera, honestly, I hear what you're saying about, there's no zombie, you're not going to turn into a zombie. But one of the things that people are pointing out is they're looking at the stocks, the stocks involved in that company. The numbers are going up, and people were concerned. And I know you're a doctor, so you try to stay away from the politics of it all. But those are one of the fears, because right now I'm looking at the stock ticker, and people have been looking at the price going up. And people know, as I mentioned, this was the one that came out that was endorsed by the Trump administration. So people are nervous about that. And the fact that they did not release any vaccines within like the last 30 years. Of their company being existent. So those are the type of things that, I'd love you to weigh in on that.
Sure. And all that makes perfect sense. But we have to remember, we are not living in China. We're not living in a communist place. We're living in America, which is a capitalistic society where the stock market revolves and goes up and down on everything. Between Johnson & Johnson, Pfizer, Moderna, all their stocks went up and down. And Johnson & Johnson went up when they announced, and they went down when they announced that they had the blood clot issue, right? So, I need us to step back a little bit and to start thinking about, what did you think about when you gave your child 5 vaccines at 2 months, 4 months, and 6 months? Did you say, oh, I don't trust this situation, I'm not sure? No, you didn't. You just did it. And so we have to deal with the reality of, you shouldn't be gullible, but you trusted your physician that actually gave you the vaccine. Or your nurse practitioner or whomever. So this is, once again, this is about trust, but make no mistake, this is always political. And as I said, from the very first day this pandemic started, public health is a 4-legged stool. You got public outcry, you got science, you got politics, and you got money. And anytime anybody thinks that those 4 things aren't at play in anything that happens when it comes to medicine, they're sadly mistaken. All those things come into play, and that's why you have to have people like us at BNC to be able to sift through all the noise and give you the real information that you have to believe. Because if you can't believe Black News Channel about Black issues, where you gonna go?